Right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be playing some Selesnya Cats, mostly because Tigra is the new cat, but kind of want you to do life gain, and we already had some old cats that also had green, so let's just put them all in the same deck. So starting at the top, if we're doing some life gain, we have Case of the Uneaten Feast, because that just makes sense. Of course, Lean in Vanguard also lets us gain life, so we like that. We're going to play Restoration Magic here, partially because it saves a thing, but also because we can gain some life, and that's kind of the name of the game today. We do have Llanowar Elves. Since we're already in green, we might as well help our mana out a little bit. A Johnny's Pridemate, of course, being good, no surprise there. Sheltered by Ghosts, it's a removal that gains some life. Of course, Tigra, Feline Fury. I'd love that this has Flash, though, because it gives us a good play after a sweeper in case we don't have Restoration Magic or something. A Rabo, of course, because it makes more tokens and pumps our creatures. Only 2 copies of Halaya Guided by Light, but it does let us gain life for each creature that enters, and if you already have an Arabo out, there's a chance to get more life whenever you're playing a creature, so why not? We're going to go 3 copies of Heroic Feast, because this card actually is great if we're doing all this other life gain that's already in the deck, and then 1 copy each of Cutzel, so we could maybe draw some cards, but it also keeps our opponent from casting spells on our turn. And then Sovereign Oceanic Ohau, because we can actually double up the power on a lot of stuff that should hopefully be growing because we're gaining life. And Regal Caracal. 2 copies because they pump up our team and give all of our cats lifelink, which again fits with what we're trying to do. And also, a bunch of you have gone over and signed up already, but for those of you that haven't, if you want to get your free $5 credit to just go buy Magic cards, check out ManaPool.com. We'll have a link in the description below and in the pinned comment. If you just follow that referral link, you get your credit, go buy cards. It's that simple. Plus, they have 30 million plus cards on the website, and they have the great optimizer, one of the best in the business. So you should go check them out. But that's ManaPool.com. For now, we're going to go play these cats, gain some life, and see how many wins we can get. I think we keep this. I think we just have to decide how patient we want to be on Tigra. If, like, do we just go for it or not? I think it'll depend on what the opponent's playing. Well, that's not going to give us any information. Okay, well, we at least get color. Is green a safe guess? No, it is red. Do we Llanowar Elf here? I think we do. Mostly because then we could play Vanguard and Tigra, and then if they spend a removal on Tigra, we could follow up with a Rabo, and that's kind of cool. Yep, Restless Slacky, you got it. No blocks. That's a card I haven't seen in a minute. Alright, so we're going to follow up with our plan. This also kind of works as a ruse, so if there's a removal, it's like, oh, you killed our Tigra, but we really get to hold on to a Rabo, then try to settle up with a Caracal behind it. I mean, if they do neither of those things, then that's good times for us. Yeah, we're not blocking. We're not in that line of work. Oh, okay. Plans have changed, folks. Plans have changed. Let's get rid of the Swift Vindicator, because that can get a little out of hand. Let's go ahead and attack. Start to create enough pressure that it gets hard for the opponent to deal with their stuff. This must be a deck going around, because this is the second time I've seen this deck in the last couple of days. But it's definitely Firebender, this thing, play a bunch of spells all at one time. Kind of wild that that's a thing, but I guess it is. All right, is this a must block situation for the opponent? It is, because they're at 12 exactly. All right, we should be good to go from here. We're at 20 plus life, and they don't have any of their tricky cards. But yeah, this is a deck we've seen before. Didn't know what it was till I saw the Swiftblade Vindicator, and that was the the Vindicator was the indicator. Oh, we'll keep. Okay. Why am I hoping for a 1-drop this turn? Phil Coulson. I almost said Phil Collins. So that's a whole different person. All right. Also, don't forget, for those of you that haven't signed up yet, if you like shopping at TCG Player, I think you're really going to like ManaPool. And you get a free $5 just to go shopping. So we all want discounts on Magic cards, especially in this economy. So go save yourself some money. All right. Let's play another Feast. Followed by a Pride Mate. Though I could have got real tricky and flashed in a Tigra. But it would only had 3 toughness, so probably wouldn't have been worth it. Alright, we have another shelter. What is this guy? Patriot Shield Welder. Another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains hexproof. I mean, those are words. Alright. Well, this is going to be a really big Pride Mate. No clue if you're blocking or not, but here we go. Alright. Patriot blocks. And just dies a gory death. And we're flashing in a Night Nurse. So you return it to hand. Sure. you got it, I guess. This is just a really quirky mono-white Heroes deck. Maybe it's a budget list? Yeah, there's a Seam Rip. That does a little work for you. Yeah, sure. No blocks. Gain some life. Yeah, you might as well pump because you're not blocking with it. We all know it. Alright, well, fair enough. I have 2 Tigras now, though. Let's pass the turn. I'm curious what else the opponent has. Because we can, I mean, I would prefer to have another land. I would have liked to have played the Pride Mate than flash in a Tigra, but this is actually not a bad option. Let's see how the opponent responds. Because we will get an additional cat as well, which is a lot of extra life. All right. And this gives stuff hexproof, not indestructible. Yeah, it's fine. I think I would still trade the Tigra here. I mean, they probably have another Night Nurse, but whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to trade the Tigra. I'm just going to force you to do something more. We don't need those little tokens. I mean, if they get rid of a Rabo, like, that's fine. We get blown out a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, they're just getting max life off of it before it dies? Sure. Then we're going to cycle Night Nurses? No. I thought that's what might be coming. Alright. Actually, you could just flash a Night Nurse to block an Arabo. That would be a real thing. I don't think they would. I mean, nah, I'm willing to gamble. I was going to say, I think if they had it, they'd have done it last turn. Web up. Alright, sure. You got it. People are playing... I mean, credit if you're making a go at this at Diamond with this deck, for sure. I mean, we play a lot of weird things as creators, so I'm not going to sit here and judge other people for playing other cards, but I think we got there. Okay, yeah, this seems fine. It's not like stellar, but it's fine. Now, if we could find a third land, then it would be real nice. Storm Chaser's talent, sure. Well, that's a thing we get to do, I guess. We'll pass. I guess I could have played the Halaya first, gain a life, get in for 2, but I don't think that's the type of Magic we're trying to play at the moment. All right, you got it. I mean, the opponent's going to have to get rid of our creatures or else these aren't going to be crazy threatening turns of any kind. I don't think Tigra will survive this turn, by the way. But, you know, we'll see what cards the opponent has. All right, flow state, sure. Well, if that's all that's happening, we actually don't mind too much. We'll just take 3. Okay, and we got a land. Love to see that. I think we go attacking because we're getting some bonus counters, right? Oh, no, Sovereign has to attack to give the bonus counters. That's the only downside of this card, really, for me. It's not even the cost or anything else. It's just it having to attack to do the thing. Oh, yeah, we're totally fine here with them doing whatever shenanigans they want to do. You gotta love when your opponent does the best thing they can do, and you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, boy. Oh, my god, this is all over but the crying. I mean, we could have Rabo, but let's just go for the big fun. Let a Sovereign get a little bit of the juice as well. Everybody's going to get a little bit of fun here, and then we're going to get in there for lots many. Yep, that'll do it. This is actually a tough mulligan decision because we have the only 2 expensive cards in the deck at 5 mana, and they're both in our hand. Ooh, boy. I'm going to keep, but I'm not going to like it. Oh, even less so if we're against some hyper aggro green stuff. But we can shelter next turn to maybe get rid of like a Badger Mole if we have to. Or a Hydra if they play one this turn. Or an Enduring Vitality. I guess we never know where it's going to come from, you know? And then we'll attack while we can. If this is just combo green, we don't really have an answer. Yeah, this is gonna be unfortunate. But let's play a case. Oh, the opponent has stuff they can respond with? Oh, I don't know if I want to attack. What would they be playing in that deck that you could even flash in? Probably nothing. But yeah, I don't want to take that risk yet. Yep, there's Squirrel Girl. As expected. This might just be too slow, unfortunately. I mean, we knew we kept a spotty hand. So, I mean, if they play like Shang-Chi or something next turn, they just win. Kind of pretty much had to top deck a shelter there. And we actually needed the land anyway. So there was no real good sequence of cards to win. Just a few sequences to not lose, basically. But yeah, just Shang-Chi it up and combo out, right? Okay, maybe they just don't have it. Okay, Robbo, you help. I mean, we at least start creating pressure where the opponent has to block. So at least somewhat minimize the number of squirrels. Though at some point, we would also like just get a Tigre so we could trample over. That would be helpful. So here's the weird thing. If we attack with everything... Well, those would have summoning sickness, though, right? So they wouldn't be able to tap. I think we do it. I'm just trying to think, like, if the opponent then can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd get 2 squirrels. 1 could tap 2, 3. I guess we can attack. This is just not good. We're attacking. Like, we gotta force some bad blocks or else... Oh, they had to defend the rider. That sucks. Oh, they're not blocking anything else? Oh. Wow. Like, we just must be dead then, right? Because why would a squirrel not at least block some of that? Nope, we're just going for max squirrel action? Okay. I mean, I can respect it. That's very helpful. Okay. Now everything's for real on blocking duty, right? Only thing better is if we could find... Okay, opponent gave up. Fair enough. Yeah, I was actually thinking the only thing that'd be better is if we found the Heroic Feast. But man, we got lucky in that game because there's a few top decks opponent could have had that would have made that very bad for us. I mean, getting rid of Enduring Vitality helped, slowed down the number of squirrels we'd be seeing, but man, oof, that could have got ugly. No life gainers except for the Caracal. All right, we'll mulligan. Oh no, this is so much worse, but I don't want to go to 5. All right, well, if we have to take a loss here, so be it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, at least we got a shelter. So that counts for something. I don't know how much of something, but something. And we're 1 mana away from Sovereigns. I don't know, maybe we could turn this into something. It's going to take a bit of work, though. Oh, this is an opponent for real just playing a burn deck. All right, pass a turn. And the good news now is if we get a 1 or 2 mana thing, we can protect it with Restoration Magic. So that's a thing. Oh, it's death to our enemies. All right, well, now we have to gain enough to not die to just burn stuff. And that's not terrible, actually. You know what? I want to make the opponent... Do we want to make the opponent just waste a spell on this, though? Like, they shoot that, then they get that back. Then we play Sovereign next turn. Yeah, probably. Because I think no matter what, we're playing the Sovereign next turn. And this will be damage that doesn't go directly to our face while the opponent is setting stuff up. So, I mean, that's fine. Hopefully they have to use like a lightning strike or something, like a real burn spell. All right, they spent 2 mana on it, so that's fine. Oh, that only hits creatures anyway, doesn't it? But they gifted us a treasure, which is very important, actually. Because now we can protect the Sovereign, which is a big deal. All right, pass. Now, I don't know if the opponent could actually do 4 damage, but, you know, fact of the matter. And if we can hold on to this treasure, though, we would be able to play Cutzel and then Protector and gain the 3 in the process, which is actually pretty good against a burn deck. All right, so opponent's just going upstairs for 2 damage, getting a treasure. I mean, we're basically at whatever our life total is -7 because of the death to our enemies. Or not, because we found a shelter, which is great because Sovereign will then try to attack and get bonuses, so this is good all the way around. And with only 3 mana, there's no way they could kill the Sovereign. Plus, we have Restoration Magic. There will be no getting burned out today, opponents. Not on this day. Yep, and that death to our enemies is going to stay locked down under this Sovereign because he has Ward too. I think the opponent's trying to target it and probably keep asking him like, hey, do you want to pay the Ward? I mean, you're welcome to target it, opponent. But you know for real what we're coming after. All right. Then when Sovereign attacks, he will get an additional +1. So we have a 5/5 and we're going to gain 5. Excellent. This is a best case scenario. I mean, we only have Leon and Vanguard to get back from the case, so we're probably not going to worry about that at the moment. Yeah, we'll eat a Lightning Strike. That's just more than half the damage that Sovereign did. So we're okay with that. Opponent's down to 3 cards. Also, when we attack next time, Sovereign's going to get 2 more counters. I'm going to just play Cutzel here so we can get a card as well when we connect. I mean, this is it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see if we didn't get that other shelter and had to play through like gaining life and play the restoration magic, if we could have outraced them, because we'd be able to gain a significant chunk of life. But they also, I mean, it's 7 plus whatever burn spells they would have had left. So yeah, could have been a crazy game, honestly. Okay, let's keep it. If we could find maybe a 2 mana thing to gain life, okay, there we go. That could be useful. I don't hate that. I'm gonna go and just take the 2 now. Political Triumph. Okay. Let's just try to attack with our Vanguard and pass. Usually when you see Political Triumph, you see a bunch of tokens, and that's not what we've seen here so far. So let's see if you got a counter you're holding. No. That went very quickly. Cutzel? Also nothing. Oh, is a sweeper just coming? That'd be weird, though, to play. I don't know. We'll see. With your Political Triumph, but maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, people do weird stuff on the ladder, man. I've learned that already. Let's... What do we want to do? I think I'm going to play Heroic Feast. Just say I don't really know what the opponent's doing, so let's just sample this and see how it goes. Oh, here comes a removal spell for a Heroic Feast. Requisition Raid. And they didn't get rid of our food, which tells us they probably have a counter. Right? Because why would you not just... Apparently not. Okay, they just... We're going to let us keep that. Sure. Pass the turn. I was playing that expecting I would bait out a counter and then we get to play Tegra, but that's not what happened at all. There's another Requisition Raid. Sure. All right. I'm assuming there's no counters at this point. Oh, but there's removal spells. Why do you even have Political Triumph in this deck? What is going on? People are playing too much removal, man, and not enough of whatever their actual game plan is. Here we go. This is the thing, right? This is what we were looking for. This is what the deck does, or some semblance thereof. I don't know. Let's attempt to attack, because why not? All right, and we'll just gain a bunch of life, I guess. We'll play Halaya, because that's worth a card. And the turn? All right. I mean, if there's another sweeper, we just go Halaya, Llanowar, Llanowar. I mean, they did get them a body, and they get to scry. But it didn't matter, apparently. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This is why I say, and again, nothing against this opponent, because this deck might actually do something crazy. But this is also why I tell people that tournaments are not like the ladder. On the ladder, we see all types of stuff. Y'all watch these videos. Like, you're never going to see a deck that plays turn 1 Political Triumph and then this suite of cards following that in a tournament. It just wouldn't be efficient enough. But if they'd have got early mischief, maybe we'd have seen them cook a little bit. I don't know. This is a wild pile of cards, though. All right, let's keep it. Headliner, sure. Llanowar Elfsons. Sure. Well, we know what type of deck we're up against. I think we just go Elf and Pridemate and see if the opponent either wants to destroy our Pridemate or not. Okay, we can live with that. Here's the interesting thing. I think we have to Pridemate and then put the shelter on a Llanowar elf, actually. So that we can attack and gain the 3. And then we have an established blocker, I think, is what we want to do. The problem is then we don't ever get to attack with the Pridemate again. But if we put it on Pridemate and have a Burst Lightning, we just don't get any value. Look, as y'all can see right here, I chose an elf. I had another land open. It could have tapped the other elf, and for whatever reason, it just didn't. This is bad. And this play genuinely shapes the entirety of the rest of this game. Super unfortunate. It affects both the morale, personally, and the game state throughout the rest of this game. But hey, sometimes you gotta manually tap stuff, I guess. Rena, why? Why on earth was that the decision? Why would it not tap the other one? All right, maybe that's on me. I'll see it in editing, but I was talking to y'all, but I don't. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's terrible. The whole plan was to play that in attack, so have a 3/3 Pridemate. All right, we got lucky that they were at a removal. Now, they can still spin the headliner here if they want to. All right, sure. That works. They attack, we go to 7. Nope, they don't. We have another shelter, though. Man, attacking, having that 3/3 would have been so good. They wouldn't have been able to destroy it. We'd have been able to now play this shelter on the 3/3 and attack if we wanted to. That destroyed so many plans. Maybe we could still get out of it. We'll see. Man, that hurts so much. And another shelter. This is all we're drawing is shelter bagos. Okay, sure, man. You got it. Let me find a Regal Caracal or something if I'm going to have this much mana at least. Or, you know what? Let us find Sovereign Okiniko Hound. That would be fine. I'd be into that. Like, Sovereign, we at least get to gain a bunch of life. Sure, no blocks. Well, we didn't draw anything worth it anyway, so we're just dead. Actually, hold up. That's not true. We could attack. We gain 5, so we go to 9. Oh, no, but this won't. That only goes at the end of turn. So then we would take 2, right, when they activate their land. So we go from 9 to 7, but then those are 2, 4, 6 because the political triumph would trigger. So we go to 1. If they draw a 1/1, we die, or a burst lightning, but this might be our only play. And then we could try to play the 2 Pride Mates next turn? I don't know. I mean, obviously we could stay back and block, but that doesn't really do anything for us. We need the opponent to... Well, okay. That's actually not bad, because we take less damage this turn. Next turn sucks, but, you know, is what it is. Okay. What is our play now? Because when those enter, we're going to take 2, 4 automatically. So we'd be at 5. Is there a way... Trying to think of what we can do here. If we get the Pride Mates back, those are just blocking, though. They're not really doing... And they're not even blocking well, because when this goes off, those will be 3/3s. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? This gets us a food... I mean, maybe we're just not dead when we get the food token? All right, let's see what they draw. I mean, we have 12 life to play with. All right, we lose 2. Oh, but the triumph triggers now, though. They actually don't get it when they attack. Okay, okay. That's not bad for us. Okay. That could have been worse. Okay. I mean, you might as well attack, right? They're not even going to attack us? Okay. Oh, all right. So we can make a Pride Mate, get food. But now when the creatures enter, there's going to be 3 creatures and we're going to take 9, right? So that's not really going to work for us. So we kind of have to just gain the life now. I think we're just dead. That one turn where it sheltered the tapped one, or I put the shelter on the tapped one, so the untapped one, Llanowar literally changed the whole... Like, we'd have won the game, actually. Except for that one play. Golly, that's tough. The difference of attacking for that 2 life and growing that Pride Mate to 3 was the whole thing. Especially considering we drew that second shelter. Because I don't want to give him a Ward Leader's Helix back. Alright. If we don't get that, then I have no idea what's going to happen. Second Feast. Actually, is a Second Feast okay? I don't think that it is. But, like, we sack this. Yeah, we're still dead. There's no way out of this. like, we're still dead. Because the problem is, no matter what we take, like, whatever they block with, we're just giving them another one of that thing, is the issue. Yeah, we could get it up to 4, but... Make it 6, 4 toughness. Yeah, it's just not enough. But let's do some math. We're at 10. 3 creatures enter. We take 9. Right? But then now we could block enough. So we need them to not draw a creature, basically, that they can play. Or a Burst Lightning. Because attacking's no good. So no attacks. But this way we could block enough to not die because of lifelink. All right, well, that puts us to 7. Man, Pride Mate would be, or Caracal would be so big. Because then we get the case triggers, and we get the lifelink from the Pride Mates. Like, oh, this has potential to be so big. Sovereign. Okay. Okay. We can work with this. This is good. So if we put this on the Llanowar Elf, it will be 4, so it'll get a +3 when we attack. So it'll be up to 7. Yeah, all right. I'm down. Actually, can we get away with just attacking with the Pridemate now? Because then it also becomes a must block between the combination of the other cards, so sure. I don't think staying to block with it is the play anyway. Oh, but I forgot. We only get the bonus if Sovereign attacks. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We were dead anyway. Yeah. We had no outs. I mean, we put counters on Sovereign. I mean, we did go to 18, so that's not nothing. But now when they attack, like, we're going to take 12 just from those. Can we make an elf as a blocker? Oh, no. Because we're already at the end of turn when that's solved. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, we had no outs anyway. We couldn't block enough to stay alive if we didn't attack, I don't think. Yeah, and they found their one duder. It's all right. I think we were dead anyway. Because the problem is if we didn't attack, then they're going to get 2 creatures from the Voice of Victory. They're going to get 2 creatures from the encampment. Coincidentally, they also drew another 1-mana creature. So we would have taken 2, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3. We would have taken 15 just from ETB triggers. So plus the headliner. Like, so yeah, we were in trouble anyway. That's tough. That's tough. Man, that one turn really shifted the game. Okay, let's keep it. Let's see how long a Llanowar Elf lives. Apparently, quite a while. And we're just going to pass. Goal to flash in Tigra, obviously. Opponent didn't do anything, so obviously they're leaving up a removal. Tigra's not going to make it. That's fine. Or Tigra. I don't know. However you want to say it. But obviously she's just going to kick the bucket. Credit to the opponent for being patient, because they did not get rid of our Llanowar Elf when they had the opportunity. Let's try this situation. Get us a couple of life. Play the elf. Get us another life so we can get a card. Alright, well, didn't really want another Llanowar Elf. Not good for business. What do we got going on, though? Unholy Annex. Sure. Went in a Rabo. Alright, we're just going to go with Sovereign first. Feels a little safer in the event the opponent ends up sweeping the board or getting rid of our little guys. We can just follow with the Rabo and Llanowar Elf. Abyssal Harvester. Ugh. However, they did not have a land there, which is great for us. All right, what is the opponent at? 16. We get rid of this. Move this to 4. Sovereign attacks, so we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could make Sovereign 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? Yeah. Have it. We're going for it. And just a big creature, gain a bunch of life. Get us a card. We at least won't be empty-handed after the sweeper. And they've got a lot of work to do here with a heavily protected Sovereign. And even if they sweep the board, we can crack the case and replay a bunch of stuff. All right, cool. Well, a couple of quick things. We really didn't get to see the restoration magic come into play that often. I think we had one game where it could have mattered, and it was nice to have as a backup as an emergency, and I think that happened twice, but we did end up having to cast it. But I still think it's a good card in here, and I don't mind it, because a lot of times if you do get to where your opponent's going to sweep the board, and you have a really large Tigra or a really large Pride Mate, something like that, then you just protect the one creature and you're going to attack for, probably 7+ the next turn and just win. So don't mind that card being in here, it's fine. I think we could probably adjust stuff and play one more land, but we did mostly fine. And since we only have 2 things that cost 5, I think playing 22, I think is what we have in here. Maybe 23? I don't even remember. 22. So it's probably fine as is. I don't think we'll mess with that too much. The only interesting thing is the Sovereign and Cutzel were both pretty good when we got them. Cutzel particularly because the opponent then just couldn't play stuff. And there was one game that actually didn't get included that I mean, the deck was kind of bad, but I think the opponent was playing a lot of counter spells, and this just turned off all that. So that was kind of neat. So maybe if you don't own like Sovereigns, then maybe you just go ahead and play some Cutzels since they're just an uncommon to craft. I will say this though, the deck was, I guess final count was 8-3, but it could have been 9-2. If we didn't have that one weird play that happened where we ended up not sheltering the right elf for some reason. So if that changes, then you're looking at 9-2, and that's actually pretty good for this type of deck. But yeah, I don't know, held up against some weird stuff, held up against some metagame stuff, some stuff you see on the ladder a lot. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think if you want to play cats, this is a real deck. I think you should go for it. It's fun. You gain life. You get to put a bunch of counters on things, right? There's nothing to hate on with this deck at all. I would say go for it. I think it's a lot of fun. But I'm going to put this link up over on Moxfield like it always is, so y'all know where to download it and make your changes if you want to. And also, don't forget, you get a free, literal $5 if you just go sign up over on ManaPool.com. Great place to buy cards. If you're looking for an alternate to TCG Player, check it out. They have a great optimizer. Links in the description and in the pinned comment. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.